Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing? Today we're going to be talking about all of my November beauty favorites. I can't believe that the end of November is already here, but there's been a lot of amazing products I've been playing with all month. Almost everything other than the eyeshadow palettes is rediscoveries from my collection, things that I've had for a really long time, things I've pulled back out, things I forgot about that I have just been loving. So I'm excited to share them all with you today. So if you want to see my favorites, let's just go ahead and jump on in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with a highlighter that is super affordable, and I got it, I've used it a little bit, and then I kind of forgot about it. However, this month I just pulled it back out, and I don't know, it just seemed to hit a little bit differently. I've been really loving it. This is the Beauty Bay Flash Highlighter. It's like a really beautiful icy white highlighter with just a tiny little bit of a goldenness to it. It's what I have on the cheekbones today, although I used it with a pretty big fluffy brush to kind of give a little bit more of a like softer look. However, you can use this with a smaller brush and have a super intense blinding highlighter. The formula is okay. Like when you touch it, it doesn't feel like extra creamy or anything. It feels a little bit more on the dry side, but I feel like it does not look dry on the cheeks at all. I think it just gives a really beautiful glow for fair skin. And like I said, this is super affordable. I think that this is like $5 or something like that. So there is what Flash looks like. I feel like when face products are swatched, it never does them justice, but that has been one I've been reaching for a ton. And like I said, I have all over my face today. The other highlighter that I have been loving is the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight. I think I may have mentioned this in my favorites last month as well, so I'll try not to keep this going for too long, but this is just a little bit more of a bronzy golden highlight. The shade is fair, but it definitely is a lot deeper than the Flash highlighter, and it just has this like really beautiful wet look on the skin. This one, I would say the formula feels definitely a bit more creamy to the touch. It's definitely way more expensive though. So here is what fair looks like. I mean, hopefully you can see, like it just has like this glow that it adds to the skin that is just so pretty. Like I said, I think I've talked about this a lot recently, but it's just another one that I've been reaching for a ton this month. Especially, I feel like I could almost like part everything that I've been using into like super cool tone products and then like things that go along with grungy greens. So this would be grungy greens, this would go along with all the cool tones. Okay, so moving along, I also have some blush favorites that I know I've been talking about a lot recently, but I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about them again because these are the products I've been loving, and I feel like it's only right to talk about the things that I genuinely keep reaching for and not just like new products in my collection or something and like forcing myself to try different things to have different favorites. Like these are the things that I've been loving, so they're the things I'm going to talk about. This is the ColourPop Just a Flush cheek palette. I really like the ColourPop cheek palettes in general, but this one has definitely been my all-time favorite for this month, and specifically it's just these two blushes on the bottom. They're just the perfect mauve blushes. You know what, it's coming back to me. I know I talked about these and I know I swatched them in last month's favorites video, but I don't care. They're just such good mauve blushes. Again, definitely more for a fair skin tone. This one could be maybe for a medium skin tone, but they have a ton of different cheek palette options on the ColourPop site. This was definitely one of the lighter ones, but I just feel like these are some of the only blushes I have that like really pull true mauve on me, and they don't pull super purple, they don't pull super pink. They look so pretty with different purple berry eye looks. So yeah, I've been reaching for those two a ton. Sometimes I'll use them alone, sometimes together, sometimes differently on the cheeks. I'll like stack them, and I just love those two blushes. Another blush that I've been loving is from the Alamar Colorete Blush Trio. I think I talked specifically about this shade Romantica. This is the Fair Light Trio, but I talked about this one last month, and you know, I hit pan on it and everything, and that is an amazing blush that I still have been continuing to use all month. But I wanted to give a little special shout out to Apricot Aura, which I've been using a ton, again with like the grungier green eyeshadow looks that I've been doing all month long. I just love a good orange blush, and this one is just perfection. It's such a pretty, like just slightly sheeny, soft orange blush. I mean, so creamy, so smooth to the touch. Like you just can't beat Alamar's blush formula. So that one, I mean, obviously a completely different vibe than the mauves. But when I've been wanting to reach for an orange blush, I've been going for that so much. I really like Faded Clementine from M Cosmetics as well. But this one, I feel like might be just a little bit softer for fair skin. So yeah, I love it. So let's go ahead and do an eyeshadow palette. I just have to mention the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. This color story stole my heart, and it is honestly grungy green perfection. I did a 3 looks and a full review, and then also a first impression with this palette in case you're wanting to see more and hear all of my thoughts, but I just wanted to say that I've been loving this. This is definitely my favorite palette that Ace Beauté has ever done. I find these shades super, super blendable, easy to use. The shimmers are just so pretty, so impactful, and I just love the variety of grungy tones in here. I feel like if you like greens, this palette just speaks to my heart, and they did it so, so well. As I said in my review, the only thing I would change is I wish there was like a mid-tone metallic olive green. I think that would have been beautiful in here as well, and maybe I would have gotten rid of this shade. But even like the golds that are in here are just absolutely stunning, so I have nothing bad to say about them. I know this was out of stock. I'm not sure if it's still out of stock, but it's personally one that I would really recommend. Again, if you like greens, I just feel like this got me out of my comfort zone. It's been making me want to do color a lot more, even though you probably can't tell from the look that I'm doing today. But this one has just been perfection. So. And then to go along with that, I also need to mention the About Face Shadow Stick, and this is in the shade Acidic. I really love this. Oh no, oh wait, it's a sharpener. Oh, there's a sharpener. I thought I broke it for a second. Okay, did not realize that was there. But this is just a really nice chartreuse green liner. I really love this because, I'll just do a little swatch here for you. It's super pigmented, you can see. And even though I don't use this as a shadow stick, I use it in my liner. And as liner in my waterline. And I just feel like it looks so pretty. I love a pop of chartreuse. Whether I'm actually doing chartreuse shadow or not, just anytime I have green on the eyes, I love throwing this in one in my waterline. I feel like of all the things that I tried from About Face, which they're all really good, honestly, this is just my favorite, this color in particular. I want to say it was like $20 or something, so not the most affordable liner, but I don't have any other chartreuse green liners that quite do what this one does. I have some others, but this one's so pigmented. It's just so creamy, like it feels really easy to put on the waterline. It lasts a really long time, and I feel like they got that chartreuse grungy green shade perfect. So that's been another favorite. And another eyeshadow palette. This one I gave an honorable mention last month, and I'm just throwing it in this month as yes, it is definitely a favorite. This is the ColourPop Or Kid You Not. I just have been loving the purple plummy tones out of this palette. I've been reaching for it a lot, especially specifically for the mattes. I actually went ahead and in ColourPop sale purchased another one of these so I could do a giveaway with one for y'all because I love this palette so much. I feel like it's definitely one of the best palettes ColourPop has done, especially colorful palettes. Like the mattes in here put other mattes from other brands to shame, which is a lot for a palette that's only $14. I want to say, like, I'm just thinking about the Glam Light Purple palette, the Lunar Beauty palette, the Moonspell Volume 2 that came out recently, like the mattes that are in there versus this. These purples are just doing everything they're supposed to do, and yeah, I'm so in love with this palette. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the super, super cool tone palettes I've been going for. So the last few months, last year or so, I've been doing a lot of cool tone looks, featuring like cool tone neutral palettes that are like cool tone browns, like a little bit of gray, but these are like very blue based, super cool tone grays that I've been reaching for. So the one I have on my eyes today is the ColourPop Blow and Smoke palette. I just really like the color story of this one. I think it's a really cute little palette. I can't get it to open. So here's what it looks like. I really like the shimmers that are in here as well. Like this Starstruck Silver is actually really, really nice. And I feel like the look I did today was just super, super easy, super quick. I really like this matte white as well. I will go ahead and preface this by saying like I like the palette, I like the color story. I think this is one of the ones that's like good for the price. And what I mean by that is that the mattes in here are not the best mattes that ColourPop has ever done. I feel like they do take a little bit longer to blend out. They are like a little tiny bit chalkier. Again, like I said, for the price, and like I'm using that statement or that phrase with a purpose. For the price, I think that it's really nice. And there are a lot of cute looks that you can get out of this. I just don't think it's like the most easy, beginner-friendly, cool tone palette to ever be. But I have been really, really liking it, and it's been a little bit different than some of the other things I've used because I feel like I wear it and just like bam, like smoky eye immediately. The other palette that I've been really liking is the Natasha Denona Mini Xenon palette, and I feel like these are like the same vibes. And personally, you've got more variety in this palette, a few more shades. So if you're looking for more variety and you want it to be a little bit cheaper, I would go for the Blow and Smoke. But the Natasha Denona Mini Xenon is just a lot easier to blend. The mattes in here are like butter. So it's just a slightly different experience. I feel like personally, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose the Natasha Denona one for just a few dollars more because the price isn't that different. The mattes are so easy to blend, and the silver in here is absolutely incredible. I'm personally happy owning both, but if I had to choose, I would choose Natasha Denona. So this is another one, like I said. I was just super excited when she came out with this palette, and it's not a palette that I reach for every single day, but it has been one I've been liking consistently. It gets the job done when you want a super, super easy look. Even if you just want to do a full matte smoky eye, I feel like you can do it in just a few minutes with this palette. It's really nice. So lastly, let's go ahead and finish off with lip products, which one of them has been something I've been consistently using for months. I just can't help but throw in. This is the Fenty Sweet Mouth Gloss Bomb. I actually have Fenty Glow on right now, but Sweet Mouth has been my recent favorite for all of the cool tone looks. Just go ahead and do a little swatch here. You can see it's just a very light pearly pink, and the formula of the Fenty glosses is just the best. Not that much to say. I've just been using that all the time. It goes with everything. And something that I've rediscovered is the Jouer lip balm in the shade Amaryllis. This one is one that goes with the grungy greens really, really well. It's such a pretty kind of, what the heck? That was a weird sound. I think that was the wind. Okay, it's such a pretty cool tone brown shade, but it's definitely like a balm. It's a little bit on the like satiny kind of sheer side. So there's what Amaryllis looks like, and I've had this for a while, but I kind of forgot about it. I haven't been reaching for it all that much recently, and I just pulled it back out again randomly. I was doing a look and I was just, you know, having that moment. It's kind of funny because I have so many lip products, and sometimes I'll do a full eye look and then I'm looking around and I have like nothing to wear on my lips, but I definitely have something. So this is one of those times when I felt like that, and I was looking and I was like, oh, like let me try this again. And it's just such a good, comfortable product, but it has like that like your lips but like better kind of vibe to it, but adding just a little bit more brown to my natural lip color. And then the last lip product I want to talk about, another one that I rediscovered, is the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Fawn lipstick. I love this one. I know that I love it. I know when I reach for it that I'm going to love it, but I haven't reached for it a lot recently because I've just been wearing so much gloss, and this is a very matte lipstick, but I have been reaching for it again, and I just remember how beautiful this color is, how perfect the formula is, how nice it lasts. It's just so long wearing. I actually wore this for a date night to do pizza, and it still lasted really well. Like, it's just the best matte bullet lipstick formula in my opinion. I almost forgot one product I just need to throw in really quickly. This is the Too Faced Born This Way powder in the shade Cloud. I got this so long ago, and I feel like I didn't appreciate it when I got it. Like, I mean, it's not that I didn't, like, I was grateful for it because it was PR and I was testing it out, whatever. It's just that it wasn't a product that I needed at the time or that I used at the time, but now this is something that I reach for constantly. I love this, first of all, because of the shade Cloud. It is perfect for my skin, especially when I don't have any makeup on. I love using this to spot conceal. If I'm just like living my life, having a day that I don't wear a bunch of makeup, but I have a little bit of acne or something, or just a little bit of redness, I will just use my finger, just dig in a little bit and just like, you know, spot conceal with this powder. And it has such decent coverage that works out. Or if I just use this on its own with a little puff and just do it all over my face, it literally looks full coverage without looking powdery, without looking dry, and it takes like 15 seconds. It's so fast, so convenient. I also have been using it for like more full coverage when I like set my face. I do have this on over my foundation today, just lightly with a brush. And I don't know, I've just been obsessed with this powder. I don't love Too Faced. I don't buy from Too Faced very often, but I feel like I might end up repurchasing this because it's just so good. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see the dip that's going on in there. I feel like I'm gonna hit pan very soon, and it's just probably the best like coverage powder that I've ever used. So those are all of my favorites for the month of November. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know what you've been loving down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.